Levarme la moustache en la capucha. Casito patanilo, mira tacachiquipuletica. Casito patanilo, mira tacachiquipuletica. Casito patanilo, mira tacachiquipuletica. Casito patanilo, mira tacachiquitaca. Casito patanilo, mira tacachiquipuletica. Casito patanilo, mira tacachiquipuletica. Casito patanilo, mira tacachiquipuletica. Levarme la moustache en la capucha.
What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today, what was possibly the most exhilarating playoff game, and a game that everybody counted us out. I have no complaints, and might I say, Taylor Heinicke has sat up there and played himself into the Washington franchise quarterback conversation. It brings up memories of Trent Green, when Trent Green sat up there and did the exact same thing. And we saw what Trent Green ended up becoming as he kept playing in the NFL. But man, you talking about Ron Rivera had these guys ready. And I have to absolutely say, I am actually proud of this team. I mean, I'm happy even though they lost, because understand this was a game that they weren't even supposed to be in. And the fact that they came in this game and played basically solid football, like even with Alex Smith in the game, Alex Smith, Kyle Allen, Dwayne Haskins, we've not seen this offense look this good. And it's a shame that we have to find out towards the end of the season. But it's also good that we know that we may actually have a guy who can actually come in and play. We may not need to sign Kyle Allen, and we could possibly release Alex Smith, because Taylor Heinicke played very well. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, this is a small sample size, but this was a playoff game. And not only was it a playoff game, you're talking about a game in which he made the offense look far better than we've seen this offense look. And you're talking about this guy, again, he was our quarantine quarterback. Our quarantine quarterback almost wins us a playoff game. Imagine what would have happened if he won. And not only that, everybody was talking about the possibility of what he would have to do. And did he not do that? I mean, this guy played. I mean, you're talking about, we've never seen this. We've seen this one time, and that was Trent Green. Trent Green was the only guy who basically made us say, we needed this guy back. Did we bring him back? No, because Fan Snyder ruined that. But Taylor Heinicke played himself into the Washington franchise quarterback conversation. And as much as I want to be upset about that, I'm not really upset. I'm not really upset. Now, it does give me a slight worry, because what do we do now? Because do we still draft our future quarterback, knowing that Heinicke, even though he's not that old, but he's still old enough to, not really be our long-term solution? But what do you do now? But I'm not gonna sit here and focus on that, because again, like I said, the guy played an amazing game. I mean, this, again, you're talking about he played himself into the conversation. The fact that we basically only lost by a touchdown. I mean, you're talking about the fact that we were able to stand in there and basically almost come away with an upset. All hail to this team. The defense, they played very well until I don't know what was going on in the second half, and Jack needs to work on that. But maybe that's something where we need those vital players. We need that linebacker. We need that safety that's going to shut things down, because Tom Brady started picking us apart later in the game. And I mean, he had big throws. I mean, it would have been nice to have stopped them from scoring, and that could have helped us a lot. But Again, you can't complain. You cannot complain. I mean, you're talking about, you're sitting here and Cam Sims, did he play himself into the number 2 role? I mean, what happens with this receiving core next year? Because Cam Sims, again, he's an unrestricted free agent. Do we bring him back? Do we have the money to bring him back? Does somebody out there offer him more money than what we can possibly give him? I mean, because he's going to be out there. I mean, should we even care about going after a veteran? Because we can probably draft another guy, but we have guys coming back next year. We have Kelvin Harmon coming back. We have AGG coming back. Now you're talking about Cam Sims. You can probably sign him to a lower level deal, but again, does somebody price us out of that? I don't know. And I mean, man, you're talking about we didn't look like a team that wasn't supposed to be in the playoffs. I can tell you that much. I mean, we looked like a team that should have been there. I mean, we didn't look like, it's so crazy at how basically 9 games into the season, I was over it. I sat up there. I even sang a song about Ron Rivera being fired. I ain't see nothing wrong with them firing Ron Rivera's ass. I did a whole song dedicated to it. And then I had to do a video where I apologized to the man because guess what? This man had this team playing. I mean, playing. Man, dang, this is another one. This reminds me of 2012 and how we could have won it. We could have won it. And man, and like I said, Taylor, I mean, we cannot give this guy enough credit. I mean, you're talking about the performance he put on today, the guts he played, the nerve to have the strength to basically go out there and sling the ball as much as he did. But again, I go back to, what did Taylor know about this offense that the other 3 guys didn't seem to really know? Now, I understand that some people are going to say, well, Kyle Allen didn't get a chance. I don't think he would have looked as good as Taylor Heineke. My personal opinion. I just don't. And the fact that Taylor played himself into this conversation is without a doubt the best thing that could have happened for us. Because now, if Kyle Allen tries something slick and he says, well, I'm going to be the starting quarterback, we can bring him back for cheap. Alex Smith, his career might be done. And we might have to look to the future. Which means that there is a lot of things that may have to happen. Steven Montez, we're not really sure what we got out of him. I was nervous if he was about to come in because I told y'all in my evaluation of him, he is a backup quarterback. The thing you will love about him is the thing you would absolutely hate about him. He is a gunslinger. But like I said, again, I am pumped that this Washington team showed the fight and the tenacity to give Tampa Bay a run for its money. I mean, it sucks that we didn't win, but man, I'm not coming out of this game feeling angry that they lost. The fact that we were in the game, I mean, understand this, people. We were supposed to be blown out because they had all the offensive weapons. We were supposed to be blown out, and we weren't. We were in the game all the way to the end. I mean, to see us fight like that is incredible. Absolutely incredible. There is nothing that we can say, but going forward, we're going to definitely have to build on what we've done this season. And to be quite honest, I have to admit, Ron Rivera was the right hire for this team. We have seen success with other coaches, what we deem future Hall of Fame coaches. We saw with Marty. You know, I hope Fan Snyder stays his ass out the way so Ron can do his job. We are looking good. I think we're in the right hands. Do I question some things? Yes, especially Jack Del Rio. But again, I don't know. His play calling was fairly good when it came to defense, especially with what was going on. I was a little worried about the other half because it seemed like when we got down to the red zone, they were playing zone in the red zone instead of man, which kind of confused me a little bit. But I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain at all. Like I said, I mean, to see them almost come out with this game. I mean, again, they were supposed to be blown out. That is the key thing. They were supposed to be blown out. And the fact that they weren't, kudos. Kudos to this Washington franchise. Kudos to Ron Rivera. Kudos to Jack Del Rio. Kudos to Scott Turner. I gave all of y'all a hard time this year, especially the first 9 games of the season. Like I said, and it does seem like it's a different team without Dwayne on it. I told y'all I gave up. He had to go somewhere else. I'm glad they made the move. Taylor Heinicke walks him to basically forces himself into the quarterback conversation. Hey, now we got to go on to the offseason. At least we did what we did. We go into the off season. There are a few things that we have to do. I will be doing my draft analysis. There are guys that I actually have focus on. In comparison, I don't do a mock draft. I do a not mock draft. But we're going to focus on that again. Man. It would have been nice to make it into the second round. But I had to admit, absolutely happy about how this season went about. Like I said, I was worried at the beginning. The fact that we made the playoffs, the fact that we didn't get blown out, the fact that we sat up there and fought to the very end, and even with the fact that everybody was talking trash about how awful the NFC East was, and the fact that we represented the East so well in this playoff game, and only if we could have pulled it off. Only if we could have pulled it off. Man. Great win. No complaints here. Not going to complain. We got the off season. You guys will be seeing more of me. I will be changing some things because now with the NFL season being over, this show now converts to, focusing on basketball and hockey and also a little bit of baseball. But when the season comes back around, I will be all in on the football season. Other than that, man, like I said, great win. Happy that this team went about what they did. Ended the season 7-9, made the playoffs, gave Tampa Bay a run for their money. They did fall short by 1 touchdown, but it was a very, very good season. Glad to know that the season went the way that it did, and I'm excited for next season. This has been your man, John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.